Dignitas are currently on the lower bracket run of their lives, yet in their way stands major champions Team BDS. I'm Stumpy, joined by Cole, and this is one of the biggest rivalries I think we're going to be seeing throughout this split.
Yeah, I mean, two teams that... Well, one team that is looking absolutely at the top of their game, Dignitas, going past Endpoint with a 4-2 victory. But Team BDS, earlier on, 0-4. I can't think of too many occasions in the history of RLCS where BDS have been 0-4, but Team Queso certainly seem to have their number earlier. Will they be able to step up against Dignitas that are looking so hot in this lower bracket?
Queso were a team for BDS that just forced errors and made them question, are we really the best? And I think now it's going to be a grudge match, and they're going to want to prove to everyone, yes, we are the best. Literally, why did you ever doubt? But Dignitas rather, coming through and taking down an endpoint that didn't look quite as hot as yesterday, but still an incredible win to get them here. It's top 3 secured. Dignitas definitely seemed happy with that on Twitter, but there's more in the tank.
Joris has an early chance to score this one. Top right, 1-0 Dignitas.
Great start for Dig as well. It was just pressure from Dignitas, and Jack going for one bump forces Monkey Moon away from the ball. Scrub rocketing it over towards Joria's early goal for them.
The challenge game from Dignitas earlier on against Endpoint CEX was particularly good as well, in my opinion. Endpoint so often would find the ball falling for them, but a last-second block from Dignitas would do so much work, and then down the other end, the mechanics that they have, unstoppable.
How is that? Utterly acute angle found from Jack. Beat it extra in the sky, and then tapping it with such precision that it slices the goal line in half. Dig, are you okay?
You can't blame Team BDS for assuming the angle wasn't there to shoot. I did not think for a second that Jack would be able to score that one right there, but BDS have been proven wrong by Dignitas, a team that keeps on proving their opponents wrong throughout this season so far. Here comes apparently Jack again. Extra's learned his lesson and charges that one down much more quickly this time. He's learned that Dignitas can always put the ball on target.
I think this matchup will be the battle of who can confuse the other the most, where they can have such ingenious goals coming from anywhere. Jack, I completely agree. I didn't expect him to shoot that. I don't know how much he expected that to go in, or whether he just wanted to set up a tap-in for one of his teammates. Equally, we see what BDS are capable of every time they play. Jorius, the flip reset merchant, going for one over Monkey Moon. He isn't able to, but still, having to have BDS on their best behavior.
That chance, though, for Dignitas came from an extra clearance that was just a little bit lazy. He completely boomed it right down the throat of Dignitas players when he had a Team BDS player to his left and to his right. Odd decision-making and defense there from Team BDS. They'll need to step up and attack. They're looking a little bit better as Monkey Moon is found. Not quite able to put it away, but a good 50-50 challenge from Extra, who had such a good performance yesterday against Endpoint and a lot quieter earlier as they all were against Queso. But he really needs to get in this series as far as BDS are concerned.
Extra rather, with an MVP performance as far as I'm concerned yesterday versus Endpoint. Like, any of them could have been MVP at the major. Extra secured it yesterday, but no goals have come in for BDS since the first two from Dignitas. As we approach halfway in this game, chances have arisen. Only 3 shots in total, but definitely chances for them to score.
The chase from Jorius there all the way across the map is not letting Team BDS get any clear touches on the ball at all. And then when you interject the demos and bumps that they're going for, it's giving Dignitas so many of these chances to launch these long solo volleys. And they're absolutely feeling it even by their standards. It's making it so difficult for the team in blue to keep them out. They've done so far, and now Extra has a chance to do one of his own, but look how quickly he's closed down. That is the difference. It will fall to Mark by 8, but again, from the side, Joria is doing some stellar defensive work.
Every player capable of getting in the face of their opponent. We've seen that with the bumps and demos in this game so far. There was a period of play where it was 4 or 5 in the space of 30 seconds or so. That continues through to those challenges. The first goal that Dignitas got was because Jack went 4 of 50, an in-face challenge, and then he managed to secure that the bump on the back line as well. So everybody happy to get involved, get their hands dirty. Dignitas so far, though, they have come up with goals from it.
Could be another one. Joris steaming in. Saved just about, but apparently Jack is going to keep on the pressure. A third goal here, Could definitely kill this first game in the series. So the ball goes up towards the ceiling. Apparently Jack's coming in. He shoots. He finds the net. 3-0 as easy as you like.
Soaring like a guardian angel, Jack managing to get his nose to that ball, completely uncontested. Time and a half for him. Everybody on BDS completely grounded, and so Jack just had to send it somewhere awkward. Managed to do so around the side of Monkey Moon. 3 in total now for Dig, 2 of them coming from that man Jack.
Team BDS looking just as uncomfortable here as they did earlier on against Team Queso, and this is just what we did not see from them at all at the full major. They looked completely in sync, as we've come to expect from them. Something's just a little bit off today. I wonder if old habits are starting to return for them. Just need to compose themselves a little bit. You know, they've been in this situation so many times. They've been in lower brackets as well and won tournaments from there. So no real need to start the alarm bells just yet. But to be honest, with the quality that Dignitas are showing against them, it's already getting to that point.
Final 45 seconds and Dignitas leading by 3 as Monkey Moon on that back line sends it long. See Scrub Killer able to clear it away. And again for the dunk. That's just going to sneak its way in on the left-hand post. Huge performance opening this series for Dignitas as they are going to win it. And so far the scoreline 4-0.
Charging through the challenges with such confidence is Scrub Killer. It's something that sort of started to desert him towards the end of last season when he had his decline. When he first joined Singularity, for example, he was always the player that would be pushing forward. With these 50-50s, always seemed to win them. It disappeared for a long time, but now he's got that back. He's just able to force the ball normally towards apparently Jack or Jorias, but more recently, it's just been directing it towards the goal, and it's a massive weapon, another massive weapon that Dignitas have, and they've scored themselves a 5th. I don't even know where that came from. Was it another 50-50 win? No, it's a clean win from Jorias against Extra. And then Monkey Moon, his touch, just far from ideal.
Just one of those errors, late game. It's already 4. 5 isn't going to be a big difference, but it does start to get somewhat demoralizing. We did see yesterday a couple of massive scorelines come in that didn't end up changing the course of history, however. Vitality, for example, they managed to absolutely smash Singularity, and in the end, they just lost to Endpoint without winning a game the next round. These big scorelines certainly seem to be something that teams can shrug off a lot more effectively nowadays. Dignitas with the first game win of this series, potentially vital in a best of 7.
Well, that was, I guess, if 70% of people thought that Dignitas had taken this series, no one's too surprised at a 5-0 result in game number 1, right? Is that what the people were expecting?
I mean, it was a big percentage on the on behalf of chat towards Dignitas on the vote. But Dignitas have also secured a new record-breaking statistic where after Dig have now won that game versus them, and after BDS lost 4-0 to Queso, that is now BDS's longest streak of game losses in a row. Wow. 5 in a row is their record. Previously, it was 4. A downturn of form for BDS or an uprising from the region?
An uprising from the region, I think. Team BDS, they came into this tournament, they came into the group stages, they came into the upper semi-finals looking like they were gonna just blitz their way to another victory. And it does seem that the region as a whole has said, wait a minute, no, that is not happening right here. And now we're in uncharted territory. Every loss in a row that BDS now have is adding to that record.
Scrub, instant 2 demos off kickoff. The aggression coming out from the young Scotsman, meaning that he's just going back to how he wants to play. Get BDS off the pitch, open it for Jorias, goals are bound to happen.
It all came from that kickoff, as you identified. BDS could never recover a filthy. Apparently, Jack pre-flip just sets the ball up on a plate for Jorias. His finishing, he is never going to miss. 1-0 Dig.
6 unanswered goals for Dignitas. 5 unanswered game wins versus BDS. It's the scary time for them, and Jorias with the double continues that aggression on the BDS side. It's something that we started to identify about BDS. When they start to lose in a series to a team that maybe they just think, you know what, we should be beating these guys, which is incredibly rare. They're so insanely humble. It's something that they might just start to get in their own heads about, and they do start to panic. That vitality factor in a way.
They're naturally humble, but right now they are being humbled by Dignitas. You dread to think what any defense can do against Dignitas when they are playing like this. Everything is falling for them. The passes are all making their way into the center, and there's always at least one Dignitas player that's there waiting for it. Sometimes even 2. That one might be pitching again from Scrub. It's just wide. He's following it up, and Mark by 8 sends it wide for himself.
This has been a regional full of pinches. Relating Wave has secured himself 2 already. That was nearly the 3rd. The Apollo Open coming in with those terrifyingly fast touches.
It's also the open, I guess, of air dribble bumps. You see another one there from Scrub Killer, or at least an aerial bump. So often players are going up for the ball expecting to get it and just being knocked away. When you're keeping an eye on the ball with ball cam, it's so difficult to keep track of the players around you, which makes it such a devastating move. And Dignitas as good as anybody at utilizing it. They do have the lead in this second game, but BDS now have a chance just to get some territory. Get that ball back to the other side. Can they get the second touch on it? Because at the moment, Dignitas are winning every single second ball. Monkey Moon tries to change that off the ceiling, and then look at the speed from Jorios, who sets up Scrub Killer, tries to tip it over Mark by 8, but not quite able to there.
Monkey Moon having to spawn perfectly back in time to save that shot away. Apparently, Jack double demos on that back line. Scrub Killer now up the left. Jack going for another one. Forces extra away.
At what point do you think Scrub Killer realized that he didn't have to get another touch of this ball? I think at this point, he was expecting to dodge and then, oh, okay. Apparently Jack has completely taken extra out of the game. I'll just watch it go in. Yeah, there it goes.
That is Jack's game plan, though, down to a T. Get the ball somewhere where his teammates can do something with it, and then go for the bump in the end. He does it so wonderfully, better than anybody. That is going to be a missed open net for Jack. I always say it, but ding another one on the counter. Jack's editor to Caleb.
Oh, that could be a chance. So Jorios actually gets a flip reset there off the ball. It's so awkward for Scrub Killer, but he somehow gets it over the top of the BDS player, and still, they cannot score Team BDS. 0 in game 1, halfway through game 2, still zeros. Dignitas surviving by the skin of their teeth. Can BDS make this pressure count? His mark by 8 to the backboard, he rolls it round, but Scrub Killer, defensive stalwart, gets it away at least for now, and then apparently Jack can do the rest.
That's excellent boost movement as well by BDS, rotating via those big pads that start to spawn. Jack has got them on lock typically. Starting to learn really when they're going to be respawning. Nearly an opportunity. Monkey Moon couldn't quite get on the end of it before Jack. But getting those boost steals, just opening up the attack to having a very, very quick Dignitas, slightly slowed down, meaning that BDS can be overtaking them. And bear in mind, BDS, the efforts they put into outspeed everybody else that they were against at the major, it's a huge effort from Dig to be able to do that back to them.
And just the defending that Dignitas are showing off right now is so impressive. Every time it looks like it's going to fall to BDS, the third Dignitas player comes seemingly out of nowhere, from the side, from the sky, from the backboard, or from wherever, just to get that all-important touch to keep Team BDS out. What intrigues me, Stumpy, is if BDS can get the goal that they're so close to getting fairly soon, will that somewhat open up the floodgates?
Potentially. There's always a chance that BDS, when they smell blood in the water, those sharks attack with their conveyor belt of teeth.
Sharks
but
are
it's
marked.
up to Dignitas ultimately to hold it back, make sure that they stick themselves in their cage and they are able to defend it nicely. With under a minute left though, BDS need that goal soon, otherwise Dig can stop it from apparating. Great saves from Scrub Killer so far. 45 seconds remain and a dribble going with the drive forward strat.
The quality is on their side, and also, to an extent, the luck is on their side as well there. Dignitas, the ball falling back to Scrub Killer, then the passing plays. It is devastating.
Just bish, bash, bosh from Dignitas, getting it from one side and crossing it to the other. Scrub's already up in the air. Monkey Moon unable to get his nose to it. 3-0 for Dig. That is 8 unanswered goals in a row.
It is looking like it's also going to be 6 lost games in a row for Team BDS between Queso and now what should be 2 for Dignitas. Just not happening on the day right now for BDS. And Dignitas, they have had to do a lot more defending in this game than they have pretty much throughout this tournament. But they just are doing it so well, not letting BDS have anything, and all they need down the other side is one chance. It could be another, it could be 4-0. It's saved well there by Extra. Apparently Jack thought that he'd get himself on the score sheet for the first time in this game too. It's looking now like it will finish 3-0, and Dignitas are just giving them nothing.
This is, yet again, another record-breaking game as BDS take their time out. That is a new streak of BDS unable to score. That is going to be 4 games in a row where they have gone without a single goal falling to them. Previously, it was 3-4 games with no goal scored on the BDS side. Wow. They are muted, to put it lightly.
Muted is a great way of putting it. And I mean, when they chatted to Rise earlier on the desk, Rise was saying that on any other day, I think he said that Team BDS would be slotting some of those chances home, right? I think that's the wording that he used, something very similar to that. But I mean, Dignitas, they're defending just as strongly against BDS as Queso did earlier. So could it be that the region as a whole, as you mentioned, Stumpy, their defense is improving? Team BDS are going to have to try something a little bit different than what they're offering. I'm wondering if maybe they should try and get involved with these edgeable bumps that other teams are going for. Maybe try and go solo a lot more because the pass is being read so quickly.
You mentioned about the defense. I think it's, if anything, a lack of defense because the shots aren't being registered. BDS had 5 shots in that game, yet Dignitas were going for those midfield 50s or just those blocks before a chance could even really be registered within the game. The game, as far as it was concerned, there were 5 shots of BDS and there was nothing else. Realistically, there were 15 plus opportunities for BDS to make a play in that game, yet they were shut down so early that Dignitas just being able to hold them back. It's one of those chances, so it's one of those times where BDS need to evaluate how they're going for the attacks. How do we get it round a Dignitas who are utterly swamping us? They must feel right now how NRG felt against them at the major, just unable to really get anything going.
Yeah, well, very disappointing not to see Scrub Killer doing any more exercises. What was the exercise where you sort of lift your knees up to your hands? What was he doing earlier on?
Oh, it's high hand knees up.
High hand knees ups there from Scrub Killer earlier on. None of those anymore, a lot more serious. Seriously drinking that drink right there, thinking, how do we keep this going? How do we make sure we don't throw anything away? Because that is the key to this Dignitas performance. They are just giving nothing away for free.
Yeah. I mean, the chance for BDS here to finish 3rd in this Apollo Open is great. In the first regional, decent place to be. That is ultimately, if you do that, hang on, 3 times, then you're going to be in the major near enough, barring any big issues that do end up happening with other teams or any huge performances to push you out of that. You're very likely to make it. We just need to see them push for it and get themselves into that top 2 where BDS, so Dignitas, are looking like they're going to be. Right now, though, what a start. BDS had such an early opportunity.
Yeah, Dignitas look like they belong in that grand finals against Team Queso, but BDS come roaring back. Marked by 8 shoots, but it's saved. Scrub Killer, defensive hero on the goal line. Monkey Moon has some boost to play with, but he does not have a goal for his team yet.
That was a chance, though. Jorias, as we said before, jumping up before it gets registered. So far, they have gone over 25 minutes of in-game time without scoring. BDS, they need something because they look dull.
They need the man on the ball right now, Monkey Moon, to show what he can do. He's got past a couple of them there, but Jorias has the exact read on where Monkey Moon was putting the ball, and this is where now Dignitas start to squeeze them, but that's a better pass from Extra. Going out wide to mark by 8. There's a Monkey Moon-shaped car in the middle, but it's red yet again. At this point, Team BDS's passes aren't working. I want to see solo plays, and I want to see fakes as well. I want to see them start to get in the head of Dignitas's defense, because they have just completely downloaded them.
And Dig look awesome. Dig are doing everything they need to do to nullify BDS and how they like to play their game. They're playing the BDS style against them. It's Jack on that right wing, pinching it alongside Extra. Only finds Mark by 8, though. You can then go for it again, but Extra moving Scrub from the pitch, and that will slow down this Dignitas attack.
Jorias there. There's a bump attempt on Extra, who just about manages to squeeze his way out of a tricky situation. The ball is still camped on that Team BDS corner. A demo as well is going to make it even more difficult to defend. Jorias is coming in. Jorias is shooting. Jorias is scoring yet again.
From that left wing, Jack can spot Jorias moving in and finds him pinpoint perfectly. No chance getting back for it. At 3:11 on the clock, it's the first goal for Dig.
Such is the dominance that Dignitas have on the pitch and the increased boost they have compared to their opponents that one demo just completely opens up Team BDS. Anything that shifts their defensive rotation, Team BDS are in massive trouble. And they're not able to do the same to their opponents. How rare is this from them? Jorias could get another one here. Monkey Moon's he's going to be in goal for the near post. It's a good touch from him. Apparently Jack is there so speedily for the 50-50, but Extra has some room to play in, some pitch in front of him, and the ball on his nose. But again, it's just so easily defended. Look at the booming clearance from Dignitas.
Scrub has had some awesome movement in this series. He just moving up, and a minute ago he cut straight underneath 2 of his teammates, stole that BDS boost, and it was fine. Just continued with it, let it happen, and the fact that he feels comfortable to do that and ultimately double commit in one corner of the map, means that that trust is there as Extra finds Monkey Moon. It is saved away yet again. Nothing is sticking for BDS.
The moment of magic is what's needed for Team BDS, but which player will be the one to provide it? There's a nice little double tap from Extra, but marked by 8. Can't quite get the angle. Joreuz pinches it away, but Monkey Moon is there, waiting, lingering. BDS have stepped up the pace. Marked by 8 takes the shot. It's saved yet again, somehow by apparently Jack.
How does Jack do it time and time again? Able to save it away. Once he's being bumped as well, Scrub now on the warpath in the blue part of this pitch. Jack up with not too much boost to play with. It means he has to go back down to the ground, and Scrub, right-hand side, finds Joreuz. 90 seconds remaining. Sees Scrub go solo. Extra to save it from that backboard again. With Scrub up for 1, down for the second. Scrub Killer kills them.
Once again, one demo just completely opens them up. It was Joreuz as he rotated out, just takes out Mark by 8. And Scrub Killer has clearly been upping his mechanics alongside his new teammates. He's capable of scoring solo goals as well. Dignitas continue not to be answered back by Team BDS, who haven't scored in about 4 hours now.
Jack, in his own half, has to clear it away for those dreams of yet another goal. Fakes out 1 with so much confidence. It does get saved away in the end, but even on defense, they want to hit these clips.
Extra gets to the flip reset. No, he's not got it. Scrub Killer gets a passive clearance, and look at the pace, look at the comms. Already, as soon as a slightly awkward touch does come in from Scrub, someone is there helping him out, making sure that no more harm is done. Monkey Moon's got nobody to pass to. It's only a 50-50. Apparently, Jack's coming in. It might be 3-0. He's touched a little bit wide. BDS do not look like scoring right now, Stumpy, but Dignitas do every time they come forwards.
It's so hard to look at BDS and think, yeah, they're going to turn this around. They're going to find their way back into this series. But truly, if there's one team that can do it, it may well be the current champions. As Mark tries to work out of that blue half, Jack swallows up all pressure, nearly gets a tight angle again.
I mean, let alone coming back. BDS are 5 minutes and 25 seconds away from being perfect swept in a best of 7 by Dignitas, and those ceiling pinches from Joreuz, another demo completely opens them up. Joreuz can't do anything. They just can't stop scoring.
It's 2 for Joreuz, and this time a ceiling pinch. The demo securing it from Scrub. Manages to clip Extra on the way through as well. Yet another goal for Dignitas. That is 3 in this match, and as we enter game number 4, BDS are in dire straits.
Who can stop Dignitas? Maybe Extra can stop them getting this perfect sweep, but no. It's saved by apparently Jack. He wants a 4th one. Has he got it? It's off the post. He's following it. Almost 4 goals. Joreuz and Scrub in the same corner. They're just queuing up, Stumpy.
They have to. They want to get that goal, but the checkout is completely full. The 3-team play. Dignitas, game number 3 is secured with 3 goals. 2 for Joreuz, 1 for Scrub. And BDS, they enter this final game with the prospect of being perfect swept for the first time in this iteration of their career.
2 BDS players have left the game. I think they're changing their cars. So we'll see what happens there.
Because Monkey Moon and Extra both left, and the question is asked, like, is this going to be a car change? And Mark by 8, he said, I don't know. Are they not communicating? Because we've seen this on Twitter previously. We've had them say, we don't know, what is happening with this game, what is going on with the team. Monkey Moon has been very upset previously. Joreuz also then says, FF, JK, don't worry, we're messing around. And Monkey Moon, he's already GGing. Do they already sit down and out?
No, this is just friendly in-game banter. They're joining right back. Monkey Moon did say that he wanted the Fortnite bus as well, so we'll see. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with a good old Merc-based vehicle. I'm presuming. Oh no, okay, it's happening, Stumpy. It is happening. What's happening for a second?
It's actually the Monkey Moon Fortnite bus. We have seen how well, genuinely, as much as Monkey may be trolling, whatever, we have seen how well this has done for Justin. When he was playing as the Fortnite bus, when he changed his car versus FaZe back in fall, and he looked better. Like, NRG looked better. It removes that level of
meta.
Like, not feeling confident in yourself. If you're then using a bit of a memeier car, you can then play to that advantage. but BDS currently sit at 14 unanswered goals, and on the verge of what we are being told would be the first ever best of 7 perfect sweep in EU or NA RLCS history.
Wow. What? Really? Ever?
That's what I'm being told in my ear.
I missed that one. I absolutely missed that one. Well, Extra's in a Merc already. A pretty cool looking Merc. There's a Fennec from Mark by 8. And then is Monkey Moon in the battle bus? That is the question that has to be answered. Yes, he is. Let's go, lads. Team BDS have their say in the fun meta. The comeback's on, mate. 1,000,000% BDS take this series.
It's exactly what they need. Genuinely, though, it's exactly what they need to happen. They need to just have a little bit of fun, work themselves back into it. That touch, though, that's not going to be it. Apparently, Jack and Joreuz pinch it, and it does go below the crossbar. The gods of luck have given BDS against them 15 unanswered goals. Yet more roll in for Dig. It's a chance for Dig now in that top 3 just to definitely secure the top 2, rack up the points, and BDS, if they get humiliated here, it is not good. It is not a good sign for them.
Apparently Jack up against the battle bus man, Monkey Moon, which was there. I love the Merc. Nothing wrong with it at all. He gets it towards Monkey Moon. Can't get it on target. I mean, yeah, this is desperate times for Team BDS. Are they making a statement that, you know, they only step up at majors? Is that what they're trying to say? Trying to make out like that's okay? Because they are more than capable of getting 4 games versus Dignitas.
Yeah, 100% they are. Just today may well not be their day. They need to remove any part of their mind that's thinking, you know, this is really us. If that works, then so be it. But this game, it's happening whether BDS want it to or not. Minute and a half has gone, and Dignitas is still with the lead. Extra going up for 1, on for the second with Joreuz with a big interruption. He still has some boost to follow with it, but no flip reset will be falling for him. Joreuz up to receive. Scrub Killer's pass. Monkey Moon and Extra both committing on that play. I just wonder what those comms are like. Since Mark said, I don't know, like, why they've left. Like, ultimately, it was to change cars. I don't know why they've left. That raises huge red flags in my mind.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we can only talk about that after all is said and done, and we'll have to see what's going on there. But Joreuz, no red flags for him, apart from the red booming fire behind every demo that he gets. Desperate for more goals at Dignitas. They are really going to want to make a statement here. Scrub Killer, as well as an individual, is going to want to turn on the style alongside Joreuz and apparently Jack. Who's going to be the first player in this game, Stumpy, to get an absolute banger?
I think we've already seen that team pinch, which I like, but apparently Jack going for 1, fakes out 1 defender, and then sees Extra in the net and thinks, I can air dribble it over you. This control from Jack, just touching it once away from Mark, then over Extra. And Extra in the chat, I appreciate you guys can't see it, has just said, can we get a goal? Like, he's literally just saying, look, come on, guys, don't embarrass us this much. And there's no reply from Dignitas. They are in full game mode.
Yeah, they would have completely ignored that, I think. They just want to score as many goals as possible. Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. The question is, how many can Dignitas get? There's another one for Scrub Killer. Top left corner. Now, 17 unanswered goals against Team BDS. Get your 7 teams out in chat, everybody. I mean, Scrub Killer, like, I want to hear what Gregan has to say about this after this series is over as a coach. You know, what do you possibly say here? Is it okay to have essentially fallen on your sword, you know, midway through a series at 0-3 against a team that you have beaten in the past? I think they've beaten Dignitas more often than Dignitas have beaten them since Scrub Killer was brought on. Big time, yeah. Like, it's in the last 10 matches, or 9 rather, it's been 7-2. BDS have dominated Dignitas historically. And then even despite all that, at 0-3, they've waved the white flag. There's nothing else that can be said here. They're playing, sure, but they're playing this game to get that 1 goal, and if they do get that 1 goal, that is then going to be inspiring them to potentially, you know, get the game, get anything going. They are down, they are out, they are utterly defeated. Monkey Moon nearly the flip reset in that battle bus, isn't able to secure it. And Dignitas, what I love, they are just continuing to push. Absolutely! You need to just keep going. You need to make BDS
tremble at the thought of playing you, because last time, need we remind you, you were the first ever team to get perfect swept in a best of 7 in EU or NA in the RLCS. Don't you forget it, BDS.
Scrub Killer has a chance to pass to apparently Jack, and he's taken the right opportunity, the right choice, sorry. Well, by active scene in there. 70 seconds left. Team BDS's Apollo Open life are ticking down very quickly. Dignitas is still going for more. Apparently Jack to the corner. Here comes Scrub Killer. He wants to get his second.
1 minute.
Not quite to be there. Yeah, 1 more minute. Can you see a BDS goal?
I can see history being made in one way. I think we just see the perfect sweep, and what a claim for Dignitas to be able to do it. 45 seconds stands between them and history. This is etched in the stones of our esport.
Yeah.
Scrub Killer up to Jorius, down for that ceiling shot. Can't quite sneak its way in though. Final 30.
Scrub Killer's up. Want to get one more to Dignitas for the road before they go to that final very, very soon against Team Queso. Apparently Jack is still winning races, still charging for the ball. Jorius in the corner right there. There's a pass in the center, can't quite find it. 17 seconds left. Will there be any more drama?
Scrub Killer fakes out one. They are now in defense mode. Mark by 8 attempting to keep this history away from them. Apparently Jack pinching off that sidewall. 5 seconds remain before history is made, because so far there have been 14 unanswered goals for Dignitas, but one question does have an answer. Dignitas are deadly.
Just utterly dominant as well. Nobody on the day is capable of laying a glove on Dignitas. They have been flawless in the last couple of series. They did everything right against Team Endpoint, and my goodness, they did everything right against Team BDS. Team BDS never looked in that series from the first game, which finished 5-0, then it was 3-0, then it was 3-0, then it was 3-0. Like, we've not seen something like this for such a long time. The way that Dignitas are playing. And I mean, they still need a bracket reset to win this tournament.
Yeah, we have never seen a team in EU or NA get perfect swept in a best of 7. That is history. This is the first one. You can't take that away from them. And Dignitas, they enter that grand final against the Queso that also 4-0'd BDS and started off their non-scoring streak. At the end of that game, that ended up being 35 minutes and 18 seconds of in-game time that BDS didn't score in. That is so mind-blowingly long that you can barely comprehend how a team is going to be able to deal with it. BDS's mentality, there were question marks about it when right before we went to the 4 major, there was that tweet from Monkey Moon that Extra has ultimately joked off since then and said, look, like, you know what? There were issues, we worked them out, and they won. They are the best team in the world right now, realistically, if we're going off previous titles. But Dignitas, they embarrassed them in the most public way. That is a humiliating loss for BDS, and you have to think about how you come back from it. Dignitas, they move on with their heads held so high.
It lingers as well, because at some point throughout the rest of this season, it's a long old season, lots of games of Rocket League. Dignitas will come up against Team BDS again. And when that happens, Dignitas will remember, as will Team BDS. It's just another stick to beat Team BDS with, and they start to lose the series. But anyway, we can talk about Team BDS all we like, but our finalists will be Team Queso versus Dignitas, and that's coming up in a few minutes.